Funny about the fact that you use the word "come" in the lyric, because obviously, you know, that's a fairly basic sort of word to use, and people obviously thought, oh, you know, snigger or snigger, you know, he's being a bit schoolboyish here, but you can see there was a reason for it. It kind of like has that double edge that I needed. Or not. Maybe it's a single edge.
Everyone needs a double edge. When we were practicing this afternoon, I assumed that you'd done solo gigs before, but you said you've never done one.
No, I've done one, which earlier this year, which I wasn't that thrilled about, to be honest. It was in South by Southwest. I was over there and just someone asked me to do a showcase, and I did it, and I didn't quite feel comfortable. I'm not against them, I just haven't worked out the material for it, because a lot of the time I have to kind of talk and say, well, here's where the great guitar solo happens, and imagine lots of harmonies. You know, it's a little bit dull to kind of try and do it all in one person, a one-man band style. So my songs aren't written that way at the moment, but if I get some repertoire I can do that, I'm happy to do it.
So you're thinking of, you mentioned before that everything you do tonight is Hoodoo Gurus, but you're thinking of doing something?
Oh, absolutely. I have done other, music. I mean, I had the Persian Rug, but of course that was, another band sort of thing. But there was a thing called Antenna, an album of that was interesting. And, I've never done a solo album, and, God knows I've been playing music a long time now. Maybe it's about time I had a shot at that somewhere along the line. But, it's not vitally important to me to do a solo record or anything like that. I will still keep writing music, and I have other ideas of things I would like to do as well. I'd like to write for theatre as well, and have other people sing the songs and do all the hard work and go out on tour or whatever, be there night after night playing them, and while I sit at home and count the checks. Well, also they might sing them a lot better than I could too, and actually act and do all those things. That would be, a different dimension of, what I don't do.
Gareth Lydiard was here on Friday, and he mentioned a few things that were interesting. He reckoned that no one can write a song on the road unless it's about, being on the road, or Bob Dylan did it because he took speed.
Yeah, I mean, I have written some songs on tour, but usually when we've had a couple of days off somewhere. A song called If Only, I remember specifically, I wrote that in Florianópolis in Brazil, which is like a little island south of Sao Paulo, I think it is. And I remember when I was writing it, the other guys were walking past the door of the room, and they were kind of laughing about it, because there's a movie that everyone loves called The Ruttles. Anyone know that movie? And there's the famous Paul McCartney pastiche in there of a song called I Love You, It's You I Love. And they're kind of like making fun of this song as being a bit like that song when they heard it. I don't know why, but it's kind of not like that at all. I like that whole song. If I only knew what I know, I would not have done what I did. Oh, you said all along I was wrong, but I went and did it anyway. Yes, I went and did it anyway. But if only time's a wasting, but if only just move on, but if only no use chasing, but if only what is gone. Anyway, it doesn't sound like I love you to me, but I'm going to tell you that does show up one little thing about my songwriting, which always is a problem for me, is that when I write the songs, I'm actually singing them like this. If I only knew what I know, I would not. And when I get the whole band playing, I can't hear myself. It's just so loud, and that melody's just too murky down there. So I have to sing it an octave up, and it's really hard work doing that. So a lot of songs have to do that.
That hasn't changed. I always assumed that as PAs got better, you could sing in a lower range.
It just doesn't work with us, I mean, and Charles Fisher, who's the producer, we worked with a few times, and a brilliant producer. He did Radio Birdman, Air Supply, Savage Garden, millions of things really, but he's very adaptable and incredible ears. But he actually has a theory that a singer should always sing at least one whole tone above their comfortable register.
On a recording.
On a recording,
Yeah.
because it just adds a bit of edge to the voice. You know, when you hear so many songs where people are singing really within themselves, and it's kind of dull.
Yeah.
You know, your Jack Johnsons and all that.
Dave Faulkner disses the rest of the music world. Radiohead.
Well, you scratch any musician, there's always going to be bitching going on, I tell you.
That's right.
We hate everyone but our own music.
Yeah.